Alright, I just crashed. I'm going to do Control 1 toggle locators, Control 1 toggle background again, and I gotta reset my inactive. Okay, and let me hide the backdrop. Click on the eyeball. Alright, so we've got our suspension working basically, but we need to add in the steering now. So steering is a little bit more complicated and it's going to involve some eyeballing, but anyways, let's get into it. So I want to make a block over on this side for the steering arm to attach to. So let's do that. You can press over here, F2, N for a new layer, and just control drag. And let's put this block over here. Let's go to bottom view and just move. Okay, I'm gonna bevel these edges a little bit. Alright, so then this block, let's do Control Shift Space and put the center on the left side. Okay, so now this thing, let me actually want to put the center on the other side, so let's press 7, select the center, and then move it over here. Alright. I'm gonna grab this, and we're gonna go to modifiers, turn on compensation, and then position. So now when I move this thing, it should be stuck to there, which is fine. This part over here, we need to add a locator at this point where the pin is. So let's click that, grab the locator. Actually, you can click on here, click on the polygon A to set the work plane, then select the locator, go up to setup, and set to work plane. I'm gonna go to display and just scrub that size down. Okay, now let's find this, and I'll call it steering arm target, because the steering arm is going to point at this thing, and this should be parented into the hub. So let's grab this, drag it directly into the hub. Okay, there it is. Now when I rotate the hub, it should stick to it like that. Okay, undo that. A to reset the work plane, or you can go up here, reset work plane. Okay, good. We can actually just rotate this out of the way for a second. So now the tricky part is we need to link up this to this in a special way. Basically, I want, when I move this thing side to side, I want that to translate into rotation for this thing. So the way we do that is just grab both of them, make sure you're in the setup tab up here, and you should see this little workspace on the bottom. So now oh, also let me name this thing called steering rack. So let's grab the hub and the steering rack and just drag him right down in there and drag this off to the side. So here's our two items, and I want to grab the side to side X of this object. So I can go to channels, and let's grab position X and drag that in, and it'll stick to that box. So let's grab the hub, and I want the rotation of this thing. So let's grab the Y rotation and drag it in there. Okay, so now all we have to do is grab the position of the steering rack and just drag that dot into the rotation of the hub. So now they're directly linked, which means when I move this thing 10 or 11 feet, that means the hub is rotating 3 degrees, however that works out. But anyways, they are linked. The only problem though is that this link, the wheel is rotating way too slowly. So we need to adjust that relationship a little bit. So let me bring this back to somewhere normal. And so in between this pathway, let's add a channel modifier, and then go down to math, basic math, and multiply. So this, I'm gonna grab this side, put it into the top, this side, put it into the hub, and then I can click on here, and we have a value B, which is what we're gonna type into. And I think I did this beforehand, and about 130, negative 130 was close. So now when I drag this thing, it looks like it's pretty close to what it should be doing. So now all we have to do is link this to point to that. So let's grab this, point to that, and go to modifiers. Oh, I want compensation to be off. Now I'm going to go direction constraint, look for that axis again. I want x-axis, and now this thing is going to point towards the wheel up to a certain point, and then it starts to go crazy. But I mean, it'll tear apart when we're going too far, but we'll basically not be turning that far anyway, because we'll be you know, clashing into ourselves. But anyway, it's just eyeball for now for the animation. I'm gonna set this back to 0, and that's good.